I also do technical pylon management. And so, for example, when I did my GR 149 or 150 and so on, I had to go back to town at 97% to go back to floor 1 or floor 2 where my power pylon is. And so if it automatically picks up the orbs for me, I will accidentally pick up 3% in the situation that node V additionally gave me, right? So if node V is picked up first, then node P annoys that. Now, the other part that we can talk about this, you didn't think of that? I mean, I don't know. You push more than I do, right? You're. I mean, just experience wise, you push. You've done a lot more than I have. This is the first season that I actually did GR 150, but what I want to say of the technicality of between VP, what else? So so P for me has a lot to do with pylon management. And so if you have V first, which V comes in pretty early, right? Hello there, Blaine. How are you doing? So V is like really early, so you get an extra orb already. You get an extra orb already. So P is even more annoying if you need to play the pylon play. Now, what matches up that you might have already considered is the fact that what AC is doing. So if we have AC, we don't necessarily need to play what I was talking about, right? But at the end of the day, that concept existed before AC, before we saw this AC power, this AC potion power. Before we saw this AC potion power, the strategy of pylon management was a thing. I mean, I don't know if a lot of people use it that way. I don't know if a lot of people use the pylon play concept that way, but it is there already. It has existed, and I mean, if you want to see my push attempts, you'll be like, this is ridiculous. Like 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 how I did my my 149 it was, especially my 149. I mean, I can, even though you said you didn't think of that, but I think you at the back of your mind you already have that innately. You just never thought of it. And when I help other people gear checking and helping other people push, I also talk about pylon management in this specific sense. So node P and V are actually really annoying um, for the very technical side of the game, um, which I'm sure you know it, but you do it so instinctually by gut that you don't necessarily um, put as a priority. But because I help other people in a different way as well, outside of just the guides, I think outside the box a little bit and I approach it more um like I actually put it out. Yeah, extra orb is never a bad thing, but then if you do the pylon management thing, it might hurt it. Let's see, where can I put eighth try? Okay. Okay, Demon Trooper, Anarchs. I can do that. But this is one of my last tries because I have a meeting, work meeting. So, so this is my Hell Rift. So this is the Hell Rift floor 1. I got decent monster type, and I'm gaining my progress. Okay, I'm gaining my progress. I'm showing what I'm doing with node P. If you have node P, So I decided to. Keeps. But if I don't have a lead and I don't know what I'm fighting, then I can't play keeps. So let me repeat that, right? So no floor like exactly anyway. So you have to. If you know your monster types, you can get a lead like this already. So I decided here to not play the elite pack because I so like I get a already lead killed just playing those Demon Trooper Anarchs, right? Oh, and I got a power. Oh, and it's Lakuni Slashers. Okay, so like I said, right? I got a lead, I can still play keeps. But if I don't have a lead and I don't know what I'm fighting, then I can't play keeps. So here I'm saving the power pylon because I have a lead. I mean, I know the monster type. So this is a reasonable keep so far. It's just that I have to come back for the power. This is too early for power because there's no setup. You don't know how many elites you're fighting. And there is a way that I can come back for the power. So I'm gonna come back for the power. So I'm pausing here because I mean, as I was rifting, I was already thinking like this. Okay, so that's why I'm quiet sometimes, because in the video itself, while I was pushing, I was actually saying those things. I didn't voice over it at all. These are the things that I was saying. Okay, this is a problem now. This spot is like I have to let the build give me the aggro. So bells are actually really loud. So what I mean by that is the sound. The bells are very loud. So you can pull monsters by being here. And I'm going to go through this GR very slowly because I want to let you see the progress bar. Okay, that's a yellow elite. That's bad. Yeah, I accidentally procced already. Yeah, I accidentally got procced there because I was dodging the frozen pulse, but I wasn't dodging the frozen affix. It's double frost and I can't play it. Yeah, I can't play it. I can't lose my time by playing that. Yeah, it's just too much mobility. And it's keeps, so my shadows are bad if I don't time myself. Like, my shadows are stuck now. But I'm still maintaining time here. And that's the goal, because keeps suck, generally speaking. But this monster type was decent for keeps. So, and I have a power. You know, normally you want power at some point of your Rift Guardian kill, right? And so there is still a chance to play this. I'm not behind. I'm breaking even. Obviously I'm ahead, but generally speaking, I'm breaking even. So I have to remind myself that power is on floor 2. Alright. So this is the part, like earlier about 1 minute ago, was when I started feeling like what you would have thought already in the beginning. Because now I'm getting stalled. Here I'm getting stalled. Yeah, of course. You waste a lot of time, but then you also understand what monster types are good and what monster types are not. You have to learn that. My lead is still here. See? You have to learn that at some point, right? And so, if you're just speedrunning, you're killing every monster type so quickly, what do you actually learn? So at some point, this is what I'm referring to. It's not just because I play everything. It's also about learning the monster type, and that is the way to learn, aside from obviously just reading Warpath and memorizing the percentages, right? So here, in this last 2 minutes, this part is already telling you whether it's working or not. It is starting to thin out, right? But I still
Shielding
play
that
on.
arcane, that's bad.
Yeah, so this is how I help other people. You know, it's also thinking if this is the bad one or not. So the last 2.5 minutes was terrible. So we know that the last 2.5 minutes are
Ah,
really bad.
crap.
We know this, you know this, I know this, but a lot of people might not. So technically
I need a
speaking,
shield.
the last 2 minutes. So here I
If I want
wanted
to
a
play
shield.
this place, I need a shield.
So I said there to myself, I'm pulling more. I want a shield because power is already on floor 2.
This is a god.
I'm trying to find density to kill the elites faster because at the time when I was killing the bats, I was getting stalled by the bats earlier. Before the bridge,
I need a shield.
the density died off and I had to kill the bats to break even. And so this is why I've been pulling so much instead. And I was thinking between a shield or a conduit, what do I want here? Because I'm procced, because my cheat death is on from my follower, I would prefer a shield. So I'm trying to find the shield. Because from 50%, I was trying to look for the shield already.
Give me my shield.
Oh.
Conduit, that works too.
I got a conduit.
The
So,
only issue is, this is so painful.
so the problem with this, why I also want the shield, is because it's Hell Witches. Nobody wants to play Hell Witches at this high, right?
This is so painful that I don't know if I can play this.
But I've already been gathering. At the same time, I've been gathering monsters, the elite packs. From the left, I brought them from the top-ish to the left bottom of this conduit pylon. So I brought some of the elites already as well while I was pulling, while I was kiting, while I was finding stuff. So naturally, you are already doing something, right? The question is how to value a conduit. So now I play the conduit, but now I also have to remember where I place the elites, which I did work on that.
Come on, why did the Frozen Pulse go right on my Oculus Ring?
I proc there again. So there are bad plays here. Like, I could do better with not getting procced. Right? So here is the problem. This part right here, I forgot where I put the missile dampening boss. There was a missile dampening boss, and I forgot where it was. Because I thought that it followed me. But it didn't.
Gotta remember my power.
So I was trying to find the missile dampening guy right now. But I couldn't. I took the wrong way. But here, I also have to be careful now. Let me pause. Let me pause this so I can talk. Do you see the missile dampening on the bottom right? That's where the boss I misplaced was. So I could have used my conduit properly if I had gone to the right side more, that I had forgotten to go using my remainder conduit instead of taking the left loop back. But at the same time, at the time when I was doing this push, I was thinking of controlling my percentage, just like node P. Because if node P existed sooner, killing an elite would automatically get the orbs. Whereas killing regular density, I can still control it if my conduit doesn't automatically hit the wrong thing. And Xcrypt can tell you this. In his one of his push attempts, even though it was Vesalius, the problem was that he could have gone to see whether he got a pylon on the next floor, but his conduit hit an extra monster that gave him the last percent before the progress orb that he picked up. So, in fact, while I could have cleaned up my play to not forget where this missile damping boss was, Node P suggests that my left loop mistake was actually not a mistake. I'm not trying to justify it necessarily. I'm just letting you know that that is how forward thinking you have to be if you want to tackle this technically. Okay, so let's continue this one. So now I want to TP back, but look at what I saw. Look at what I saw. This pylon here. At the time when I was pushing, I mean, if it's a shield pylon, I could also play it. But then I already saved a power pylon. So if it is a channeling pylon, I could grab it and keep dashing backwards as well. That's another play. But I've already planned what I was going to do. I wanted to go to the next floor. If it wasn't an open map like this, I was going to TP because there wouldn't be monsters running towards me, right? And so I was going to TP anyway. So that's what I chose to do. Instead of checking officially what that pylon is, but I'm TPing anyway.
Oh, I can't play that.
So I did check because the monster saw me. The monster saw me anyway. So I decided to go check for the shield. But because my mind is already TPing, I already planned to TP. So this is what I did. And with the power pylon, my time lead makes sense. If it was a shield pylon, it would be a lot closer. Because if the shield ended, then my damage would return to normal. And I would, if I play poorly...
Okay, who did I get? Oh, this guy? Really? No!
So
God!
when I said playing poorly, right? So there's a fine line between playing poorly. So now we think of what if I have the shield, right? And so here's the funny part. My GR150, I was actually having a shield and power. In my GR150, it actually aligned my GR149 in a sense where I actually got shield and power. Like I had the remainder of 1/3 of the shield, and I played power, and I had Hamlin for my GR150. But do you see this? This is the way I planned this rift. So, so depending on how you think of the nodes, okay? Depending on how you think of the nodes, sometimes the old ways to play will get back at you on the nodes. So you want the nodes later. But a lot of these things, I believe that um, you have it at the back of your mind. Your pre-planning is already there. You just naturally do it, as well as probably perhaps you also have the paragons, right? because a lot of times you might be a group player